How's it going, guys? My name is Checker and welcome to today's video. Today we have 3 pro tips for Fortnite to save the world. A new series where I obviously go and share some tips and tricks with you guys regarding Fortnite Save the World. If you guys have any tips and tricks for the next video, make sure to let me know down below. Tip number 1, level 5 chests, level 6 chests, and then also white safes all contain some sort of a drop. This could be an Evo cache, this could be a perk up cache, this could be a blue schematic cache. Once you find one, just like you would do with the storm chest, make sure you let everyone know in your game that you have found one. Simply type level 5 chest on me, or hey, I found a level 5 chest, or level 6 chest, or white safe. At this point in time, give it a good 30 seconds, wait for your teammates to respond, and on my way is always appreciated. Then, once everyone is present that wishes to be, you may open up the chest. Please note that it is normally common courtesy to let the person that found the chest to open the chest. This will then grant everyone in the vicinity a drop. Please note that not everyone will get the loot, but everyone will get the same drop. And once again, that could be a perk up cache, that could be an Evo cache, that could be a blue schematic cache, which is a sad day. But in the end, sharing is, of course, caring. Moving on to tip number 2, this is one I see a lot earlier on in the game, and actually even still in Canny and Twine, but refrain yourself from overbuilding defenses. This most notably pertains to people overbuilding the defense on the objective. There are some instances and some arguments to be made about spamming traps. I don't really have a problem with that. If you want to spam traps, go for it. But overbuilding your defense, which is what I'm doing right now, can lead to some problems. And here's why. When you're building a huge defense over something like an atlas or retrieve the data or whatever it might be, the bigger the defense is, the more walls you have up, the harder it is to get from point A to point B. If you build a massive 3x3 defense around an atlas and let's say just fill it with traps, yes, this does mean that the husks will have more walls to go through, they'll encounter more traps. But if you're focusing on a threat on, let's say, this side of the atlas and there's a threat on the other side breaking into the wall, you now have to walk around this huge base or use a jump pad to jump over it and then go on the other side and take care of the threat. Defenses like these, which yes, I have seen plenty of, are also susceptible to hiding husks. If you're over here once again and attending to certain issues over there, and there's a husk breaking through and he's already broken through one wall over here, there are now going to be husks entering this defense, dispersing around inside, and in order to counter that threat, you have to go all the way to the other side, go into the defense, and take care of the threat. This then leaves the area that you are currently at exposed to more threats. This also does not just pertain to Atlas missions. Keep in mind also with retrieve the data that you only need to put 2 walls there, and then once the objective falls, you can put the other 2 walls around it. You can build a 2x2 defense around that whole area. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but it does leave more area to cover to get around to the other side of the base. So how do you combat this? Build simpler defenses, put some thought into how you get from one side to the other. That's one of the reasons why pyramids, for example, are so popular. You can get from one side to the other side extremely easily, and because of that, your reaction time to issues is much quicker. Here's just a quick example of how I build my atlases, unless of course I need to do an inverted one if it's on like some weird hill or something like that. Once this is built, you can go and place trap tunnels or whatever it might be, but just keep your main defense small so that you're able to easily manage that defense. Also, just a bonus tip here for you guys. If you have a teleporter, it can be a really easy way to get from one side of the base to the other. I know it's kind of like duh, but that's why it's a bonus tip. So use the teleporter if you feel you need to. Moving on to tip number 3, we have a rather big one. Do not trade, or at least limit your trading. There are some instances where public trading is totally fine and acceptable, and I've even done it. I mean, I didn't swear. Dang it, YouTube, don't you demonetize me. But there are some public instances where trading is completely viable. I'll touch upon that here. And when it comes to private trading at, my home base and all that, I have no issue with that. If that's how you want to play the game, then that's how you want to play the game. I'm not going to tell you how to play the game. I'll give you some tips and tricks on how I recommend you play the game, but ultimately it's up to you to decide how you want to play the game. So private trading at your home base, I mean, it's fine, but you're ultimately wasting a lot of time doing that for weapons that most of the time you can't even use to their full potential, and that will eventually break, probably pretty soon if you use it a decent amount. I've gone and done play with others where you get put in a storm shield and people want to do the storm shield. They're like, yeah, we're going to do the storm shield defense, but they spend 20 minutes, the first 20 minutes trading. The issue that I have with that is that you could be taking that 20 minutes and doing a normal mission and be getting rewards and then eventually a schematic to make your own weapon. And then, like I said, you have the schematic. You can do whatever you want with it. You can change the perks. You can level it up. You can not level it up. You can craft an infinite amount of those weapons. Whereas if you're just trading for somebody's 130 Nocturno You only have one of those. So once again, to reiterate, if you want to trade, that's totally fine. You play the game how you want to play it. But if you want to play the game in an efficient manner, level up, get new resources, get new schematics, then the best way to do that is to actually play the game, grind some missions. Trading is only a short-term solution. Now, that being said, I did say that trading does have some actual practical uses. I've traded plenty of times in public missions even, but it doesn't entail me trading weapons or anything like that. It entails me trading resources because, oops, I forgot to farm some nuts and bolts before this mission and I need them to complete this mission. When you're in a game, realize that you need some resources in order to complete the mission and you don't want to leave the mission to go farm them, you want to help your teammates complete this mission, then yeah, I mean, absolutely go say in chat, hey guys, I forgot to get some nuts and bolts for this mission. Do you guys want to trade anything for some so I can make some traps? You know, that kind of trading, I've done it a lot with other people, random people that I don't even know, but it's to benefit the mission. It's not so that I can get some random 130 weapon that's going to break in 2 days. So guys, those were 3 pro tips to Fortnite Save the World. What'd you think? Let me know down below. More importantly, do you guys have any tips and tricks for some upcoming videos? I mean, I already have a list of like 10 tips and tricks, so there's like 2 more videos ish. But anyway, guys, like I said, let me know down below what you guys thought of this video. Let me know down below if you guys have any tips and tricks for upcoming videos. But thanks guys for watching today's video. Hope you guys did